Good morning. It's February 28th, the last day of February 2023. It's minus 18 degrees, 0 degrees Fahrenheit. So pleasant. and I'm headed downtown, as I often am on Tuesdays. Heading to a coffee shop to work on the musical that I've been writing and into the revision cycle now. I'll be sprucing up what I've done and then sending it off to the creator because I'm just writing a script based on somebody else's story. He's written the music. I am playing with his lyrics a bit, so they tie in better with the script. Oh, hello, somebody's already there. Who's there? I can almost read it. Something about tunnels. Hello. It's like tuppies. Yuppies. Yuppies and yummies? Yuppies and yummies, I guess that's what that says. My eyes. I need reading glasses, being, the advanced age that I am. And then you combine that with the brightness in the morning here. And it's sometimes a challenge. But anyway, good morning, yuppies and yummies. Oh, good grief, there's somebody else. Just family in Canada. Hello. From New York. Hello. Unusual to have two people immediately find me as I start out here. As I was saying, as I started, it's 0 degrees Fahrenheit, minus 18 Celsius. Not much wind, so it feels quite nice. Heading downtown, this will be about a 20-minute walk. Heading to Brood Awakening in Victoria, my favorite writing coffee shop. There's another one I sometimes go to, but I think today I'll just go to Brood Awakening. There's one up in the warehouse district my daughter tells me I would like, but I've never been in there, and it's too be a long walk to there. Could do it sometime. It's not that long a walk, but it would be longer than this, and maybe when the weather's nicer. And I'm not feeling as much time crunch as I am right now, although I'm not sure that's going to change. I've got so many publishing projects coming my way. Plus a novel. I do have a novel to write, but I also have a nonfiction book to write. And first I got to finish the aforementioned musical, script. That's this week's creative project. I'm trying to break up my day so I do creative writing in the morning and publishing stuff in the afternoon. Because of the publishing stuff, there is no end, and if I let it, it will devour all my writing time. Some of it brings in money, though, so I have to do it. So it's all a balancing act, I guess. Sometimes I'm not very good at it, but I try. Better to have too much work than nothing to do, especially as a freelancer. So my path to downtown will be determined by, as always, the most efficient way of getting across Albert Street, and that just depends on the lights when I get there. Nice sunny day. Bit of haze. Mostly blue sky. Blue skies smiling at me. Nothing but blue skies do I see. Hard to stop singing once you start that. Never saw the day. How's that go? Never saw a day looking so bright. Never saw things going so right. Funny how the days hurrying by when you're in love. My, how they fly by. That's kind of it. I think I screwed up the lyrics a little bit. Oh, here's one of the worst ice spots. It's on this corner. Maybe I'll stick to the road here for a minute. Oh. Is money important? Yeah, money's important. Money can't buy happiness. But hello, Autoflex Car Detailing down in Brazil. But being poor doesn't buy happiness either. So I'd like to have enough money you can do what you would like to do, I guess is what it boils down to. It's not about things. I've got too many things as it is. But you just like to be able to, if I have money, I can spend more time writing the stuff I really want to write, in my case. And you need money to, look after your kids and stuff like that. So it is important, but it certainly isn't the end all. People who have billions of dollars aren't necessarily any happier than people who only have enough to get by. Not going that way. In my humble opinion. IMHO. So the lights have forced me to go this way. Past the original Saskatchewan Government Telephones building here, now part of the Royal Saskatchewan Museum. I've often mentioned that I'll occasionally read some science story about a major fossil and find out it's in this building. There was one a few years ago, I remember. I was reading it in like Reuters and places like that, and it turned out that the fossil was being worked on right here inside the old government telephone building here. That taller building that I went by with the ice was the second telephone building. And now the third one is downtown attached to the Cornwall Center. And it's actually, my wife is an engineer for SaskTel, so that's where her office is. Specs. I bought my last pair of reading glasses here. Petrocan, where we buy most of our gas, since it's so close. Lots of ice to be careful of still. Be glad when we get to serious melting. I'm ready for winter to end, but there's no immediate view of it. The long-range forecast still shows no thaw, so winter's here till the official beginning of spring, at least, and probably after it, as it usually is around here. Well, I still have the walk light here, so I'll keep going this way. Sidewalks are nice and clear up here anyway. Is there a shooting range? Yeah, there must be somewhere. I'm sure there is, but I don't know where it is. This is this building holds Class Act Studios, where my daughter danced for many, many years. Well, not here, because there was another studio before this one that burned down. And they were somewhere else for a while, and then they moved in here. But she worked here as well. She's very interested in dance and currently studying kinesiology at the University of Toronto, but continuing her interest in dance. She's volunteering at the National Ballet School, and she hopes to work with dancers as a physiotherapist. It's kind of her dream job in the old apartment buildings. See the reflections from the windows behind me here shining on it. An interesting effect. We're waiting for this place to open so I can try it out. Its predecessor, the restaurant that was in there, I'd like to go to because it was easy walking distance. View downtown, City Hall there in the middle. SGI building is the gold one. And you see the Twin Towers over there. Coffee shop I'm headed to is in that direction. Oop, looks like I hit this pretty good, so we will cross here. And that being the case, I will continue walking this way. Careful on the ice here. This old house used to have a vegetarian restaurant in it, and now it's a beauty salon. I mean, that vegetarian restaurant must be 30 years ago now, but I still remember it. Eating there, only ate there once. It was good. I don't gravitate to vegetarian food, but I don't mind it. I don't know why he stopped. He didn't have a stop sign. We'll go this way since it's open. That's the North Canadian Oils building dead ahead. Well, not quite dead ahead. It's on the other side of the street. The sidewalk looks nice and clear too, so another good reason to walk this way. Sorry, what was the other one? We'd like to think so. She convocates this June. We'll be in Toronto to see her in Convocation Hall at the University of Toronto. We're in Halifax before that, so my wife is chair of Qualifications Board for Engineers Canada, and so she has lots of meetings hither and yon, and I'm going to go along on that one to Halifax. I've only been there once, back when she was president of the Association of Professional Engineers and Geoscientists of Saskatchewan. I like that old house. Interesting porch. I don't remember the details. It's in my book, Historic Walks of Regina and Moose Jaw. I'd have to read my own book to remember what I said. Anyway, we were in Halifax back in 2013 and really enjoyed it. So looking forward to being there again. Long way from here. Long way to the East Coast from here. And the West Coast for that matter, but the East Coast is even further. Well, the Maritimes at least. I don't know if we're quite in the middle. Manitoba may be more in the middle. We might be a bit further west. Across here. This used to be the YMCA. Now it's turning into the Nest Health Center. And the aforementioned daughter went here to their daycare. I think the daycare is still in operation. I'm not 100% sure. Might not be. This could just be left over. I don't know exactly how much work is going on inside there, or exactly what this Nest Health Center is going to look like. But used to be where I worked out back when I was doing weights. But it all fell through when the pandemic hit. And I kind of got out of the habit, and I've never gone back. Instead, I started walking. Well, we might as well go on up to Victoria from here. I can jaywalk since nobody's coming. And it's a one-way street, which helps with jaywalking. See the back of the Frontenac on the right and the Balfour apartment buildings. City Hall there on the left. Building that says Canada on it dead ahead is the Canada Revenue Buildings. That's the tax people. Our version of the IRS. And then, as I said, the silver building, the gold building is the SGI building, Saskatchewan Government Insurance. If I live stream tomorrow, it'll be another walk downtown. I have to come down and go to the passport office. We're renewing our passports because they run out this year. Have all the forms. I just have to go in and pay for it. And then tomorrow afternoon I have a stress test. So considering I'm doing these long walks without any particular problems, I think I'll be all right. But just to check up. I have a bad family history when it comes to heart stuff. Good look at City Hall there. Now, shall we cross here? What are the lights doing? Hasn't changed yet, so we'll carry on this way. That's Knox Metropolitan United Church. I've sung there many a time. The Brood Awakening is in the ground floor of that white tower there, the Edward Tower. So that's my destination this morning. Here's the Balfour, my favorite apartment building to look at anyway. Never lived there. Has condos as well. It's like a mixture of condos and apartments. Has this nice entryway and rather grand looking gate. There's some offices in there too, at least there were. Downtown. First Baptist. Back in 1912, the tornado came up this street right here. More or less. Cornwall as well, I think. Took the dome off this building back in 1912. Damaged the Knox Met over here too. The heck? The gimbal decided suddenly it doesn't want to follow where I'm pointing it. Here we go. That was heavily damaged as well. Worst tornado disaster in Canadian history, 1912. Killed 26 people, I think. There's the Hotel Saskatchewan, where I'll be working later. Go there for lunch and then hang out for a few hours while I work there. Like meter people ahead of me in yellow. It's the Land Titles building. Saskatchewan Sports Hall of Fame is in there now. And to my left here is Victoria Park with the cenotaph, the World War I monument in the middle of it. Not just World War I anymore, but that's when it was built. The hotel, and you can see SaskPower beyond that. Good look at the cenotaph. And the SaskPower building there, designed by Joseph Pettick, noted local architect, inspired by Brazilian, if my Brazilian friend is still there, inspired by Brazilian modernism. Built around mid-60s, I guess. I think Joe had been in Brazil and was inspired by his studies or work there. And this was the result. Apparently it was supposed to have been almost twice that tall, but the government at the time thought that was ostentatious, so. Now, of course, it's too small, but it's been a landmark forever. I mean, one of the first buildings I really took notice of, first time I was in Regina as a kid. It's this curvy SaskPower building. Okay, one more block and we'll be done here. That's looking downtown up Scarth Street. Another look at the SAS Power Building, filming the frame. And here's where we're headed. The Avery Tower. On the corner here is Brood Awakening. So I'll stop here. I'll be back later for the walk home.